The motor's like gotten so bad so fast. It overheated like right away.
Crazy. Went up to like what, 200?
It was like 200, 220.
5
This is how you become a really good sailor.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have an engine, so you just have to...
Gotta go with it.
Yeah, we have wind, so we can get out of here somehow, some way.
People are gonna think I'm either pregnant or really unhinged. We are at a dive spot that's very popular in Nassau.
Whenever you get in the water, you're like, no, you go first. See if there's any sharks down there.
And I'm gonna do it again.
Orly and I live and travel aboard our little 37-foot sailboat, Silver Lining. We refit the boat, quit our jobs, and now we sail full time.
Wow, that's a nice one.
Yeah.
Subscribe if you're new here, and welcome aboard.
All right, Sailor G, what's happening today?
So we just left Bonds Cay in the Berry Islands. We have to kind of go around the backside of the island and then go out through the cut that's between Bonds and Alder. We ran the engine for like 10 minutes to get the anchor up, and then it overheated like right away.
Crazy. Went up to like what, 200?
It was like 200, 220. Yeah, we didn't let it run long at all. Like once we saw that, we cut it down, and we sailed downwind coming out of Bonds Cay to get kind of up off the bank, and now we've rounded the corner. We put the main up, and now we have to tack out of this cut between Alders and Bonds, and there's coral and some rocks and like breakers and stuff over there. And it's fairly small, so it's going to be interesting getting out of here. Once we get out of here, we'll be okay, but we might have to put in 3 or 4 tacks just to be able to get through this entrance.
Yeah.
And then we'll be able to bear off and go down towards Nassau. And we also have current coming in the cut too. High tide's at 11 and it's like 9 o'clock now, so
it's gonna be
we
bumpy
do have current coming in.
Heck.
So we just need to be strategic going out of this cut and we'll be fine.
Yeah.
This is how you become a really good sailor. You don't have an engine, so you just have to...
Gotta go with it.
Yeah, we have wind, so we can get out of here somehow, some way. All right, tacking. In case you're new here, Orly and I just sailed into the Bahamas a few weeks ago. That was just in time for our engine to start giving us grief. So we made a quick stop here in the Berry Islands before taking a detour to Nassau, where we found a machinist who can help us out. So, this is us, tacking out of a narrow cut with an engine that can run for about 10 minutes before overheating. Got you on camera. I got it.
My favorite snack.
What is it? Tell everybody.
I want... I was just thinking about it. People are gonna think I'm either pregnant or really unhinged.
I can smell it.
It's my favorite snack. Which sounds really weird. Normally I like them when they're boiled, but I ain't got no shame.
What is it?
Preferably boiled. Carrots with ketchup. Mmm, so good.
But those are just hard carrots and ketchup.
I want to know.
It's not because we're running out of food. That's just what you would prefer to eat for a snack.
It's so good.
It's the weirdest thing. I've never seen anyone eat carrots and ketchup.
I want to know the most unhinged things, and I don't that you eat as a snack, and I don't mean vinegar on your potatoes or on your French fries or ketchup on your eggs
or pineapple on your pizza, you weirdo.
Or something that's like weird. Like some people like pickles and chocolate, which I think that would be pretty good.
So the one thing that Orly makes fun of me for that I don't eat very often, but something I ate more as a kid, was banana.
Oh.
with with peanut butter, and then you put a little bit of mayonnaise in the peanut butter, like not much, just a little bit, and it makes it like light, and then you dip your banana in it, and it's just bananas and peanut butter, but the mayonnaise just lightens it up a little bit.
Gross.
But everyone says that's so nasty. She like gags whenever I eat it, which is, it's so rare. No.
Just try it. Come on. So good.
Nasty.
Now, I want to put this whole situation into perspective just a little bit. We're quickly learning that out here in the Bahamas, there really isn't much in terms of supplies or specialty service like we were looking for. When I Googled Machine Shop Bahamas, there were only 2 or 3 places that popped up. One in the Abaco Islands, which was at least a day away and in the wrong direction. Or there was one in Nassau that was only a day away and in the right direction so that we could keep heading south. Out here in the Bahamas, you can find yourself in some really remote, absolutely beautiful places. But that means that when something goes wrong, it's up to you to figure out a way through it.
Sailor's going down to try to set the anchor. We've been dragging. Sailor thinks we've dragged like at least 50 feet. We've tried constantly bringing the anchor up, letting it down, letting more out. Nothing's worked.
Dude, this sucks, dude.
I said that I could try to do it, but I'm not that good at holding my breath.
I don't know. It's like concrete. It's hard.
Does it look different here, like right where the boat is, as compared to where the anchor is?
No, it's all the same. It's just sand with like grass, and then the bottom is like really f***ing hard. I don't know. I watched the anchor drag a few feet while I was there. Yeah. I could try keep screwing around with it. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make any dents in it or not.
Getting a good hold here with the anchor is really important. This is going to be our home while we have the engine apart, so locking ourselves in here is key. Without an engine, if a squall comes up and pushes us towards the beach, we are screwed.
I might do it like 2 more times, but I think I got it. Yeah, I'm just like shaking it, and it's slowly like settling into the bottom. I almost got it up to the shank.
So Sailor, you did it?
Hopefully it's set now. I feel way better about it now. A couple times when I was down there, you could actually, before I turned it up and got it to set, you could actually watch it like start to move on the bottom as like a puff would hit the boat. It would just kind of like move like 6 to 8 inches every time. It wouldn't be this stressful, except that our engine doesn't really work very well, and we want to be here for the next like 3 days.
Yeah.
Because we want to be able to take half this engine apart and then take it somewhere, bring it back, put it back together.
And then we really do have to just sit here. We can't do anything if we don't have
Yeah.
an engine, so
Yeah.
we really got to make sure that.
I mean, we can hook the dinghy to the side and use that, but that's like, I don't know, we don't really want to have to do anything if we don't have to. But we just want to make sure that we're set here in place. We have another anchor we can use too, but I think that one, like the style of that anchor, I think is better suited for the bottom that's here than the spare one that we have. So we can always put another one out, but I don't know that we really need to.
Oh.
Hopefully.
Good job.
we'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
With silver lining all secure, we took the dinghy around the corner to a pretty cool dive spot before taking the engine apart.
We are at a dive spot that's very popular in Nassau. It's known for all the underwater like statues, but we're kind of in the middle of the ocean right now, so we're tied up to a little dive buoy. And yeah, we're about to see.
Just so you know, we're not in the middle of the ocean. The shore is like 200 feet this way, but Orly's terrified that someone's gonna hit us. Whenever you get in the water, you're like, no, you go first. See if there's any sharks down there.
And I'm gonna do it again.
It's all about slow movement. Even when you're treading water, just keep it slow. Keep your heart rate down.
Next week, we get into the nitty-gritty of getting the engine fixed once and for all, and some things don't go according to plan.
This is crazy.
Hopefully get out of here soon. We're exposed to the west, and there's a system coming in that's going to have westerly winds in 2 days, so we really want to be out of here by then. See this strand right here, this totally broke off. It cut through the other night, it chafed through. We were very fortunate. We were hanging on by 2 threads for a little while.
Thank you all for joining us this week, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new here so you don't miss out on all of the adventures to come. A big thank you to our patrons. If you'd like to help keep Silver Lining going, consider becoming a patron for as little as $3 per month. I'll leave a link in the description below. Don't forget to check out tgesailing.com to pick up one of our shirts, hats, or koozies. My favorite is our Wanderer Series t-shirt. Okay, thanks again for watching everyone. We will see you next time.